an extension!
The NHL draft is just days away, and I'm really excited for it. I know that most of you who watch this channel and are subscribed don't particularly follow hockey, which is why I made this video. This year's draft is especially unique, not because it's happening later than it usually does as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, but because the projected first overall pick this year is not as clear-cut as in previous years. The Buffalo Sabres have the first overall selection after their disastrous season, which included an 18-game losing streak and their captain Jack Eichel being fed up and frustrated with the losing culture. There are multiple candidates for the first overall pick, but the consensus number one pick is Michigan defenseman Owen Power. His name explains the reason why, or part of the reason why at least. He's a big, strong, and smooth skater with polished instincts and competence with the puck. However, as I look more closely at the draft order and the list of available prospects, I'm not sure that Owen Power is the best choice for Buffalo. This video is to help you all better understand the mechanics of this year's draft pool and who I believe each team should take. Without further ado, let's dive in. Buffalo won the draft lottery on June 2nd, and from there, every other team in the top 10 got the pick that they were expected to receive based on the previous season's league standings. The exception here lies with Anaheim and expansion team Seattle. The Kraken received the second overall pick, but they were expected to receive the third, so Seattle moves up one spot, while the Anaheim Ducks drop down one spot. First up with Buffalo, who's expected to draft Owen Power, I would have them drafting Matthew Beniers instead, who's a center from the Michigan Wolverines hockey team. He would honestly be the replacement to Jack Eichel that the team needed, since it is real likely that Jack Eichel will be back with the team because they suck and they drove him out of town. The reason I believe Beniers to be the first overall pick is because of how versatile he is and how developed his 200-foot game is. He can play in all areas of the ice, and he's got a blistering shot. Not in terms of slap shots, but he's precise. Now at the number 2 pick, the Seattle Kraken should draft Owen Power. Specifically because we don't know the strengths or the weaknesses of the Kraken, given that they're an expansion team and their first season hasn't been played yet. What we do know is that they could use a 6'6" behemoth of a defenseman like Power. However, the reason why I have Power below Beniers is because I see the two being reminiscent of the 2006 draft when Eric Johnson was taken first overall ahead of Jonathan Toews, who was taken third overall. Now, Toews had a much more prolific career than Johnson, and I see the two sort of emulating that framework, but that's just me. Owen Power is still an exceptional defenseman. Onwards now to the third overall selection, which belongs to the Anaheim Ducks, who I believe should take William Eklund, the left winger from Djurgården in the SHL. Now, the Ducks are in a massive rebuilding phase, as the majority of the old core is either retiring, fading out, or succumbing to so many injuries that they can't play a game and stay healthy. Now, the Ducks have so many holes up and down their lineup, but given how desperate their situation is, they should just go for the best available player. At least right now after the 2 picks. And William Eklund is considered to be the top international prospect in this year's draft. Pairing him with Trevor Zegras would give Ducks fans some amazing things to feel excited about. Now on to the 4th overall pick belonging to the New Jersey Devils, take Luke Hughes. He'd be playing with his brother Jack, and that would be awesome. The chemistry between the two would be off the charts. Not that Hughes should be drafted to New Jersey just for that reason, although that reason in particular is a large factor. The Devils have been rebuilding for the longest time, it seems, and they could use a standout defenseman. Luke, being the biggest out of all the Hughes brothers, is also a swift, smooth skater who moves like a gazelle on the ice. According to TSN, Luke Hughes is ranked 4th out of all prospects available. He has the potential to be even better than his other brother, who is a defenseman in Vancouver, Quinn, and to develop into a dominant two-way offensive defenseman. The Devils could certainly use another high-end defenseman for their blue line. Ranking in the very top of USHL defensemen in scoring and being a core of the US National Team Development Program, where he's averaging nearly a point per game, Luke Hughes seems like a perfect fit for Jersey, and I'm sure that Jack will be just as thrilled as he is to have him play there too. Rounding out the top 5 on my list is another defenseman, Simon Edvinsson from Frölunda. If you don't know already, Frölunda has produced some of the finest blue liners in the NHL today. This includes the likes of Erik Gustafsson, John Klingberg, Erik Karlsson, and the first overall pick in 2018, Rasmus Dahlin. Edvinsson to the Blue Jackets would be a good choice for them, at least in my book. He's sort of like a Swedish version of Owen Power in that he's a big player, yet he blends his physical abilities with stellar offensive prowess and can move smoothly through the ice, which is not common for larger defensemen. Provided his SHL numbers are not as polished as, say, Rasmus Dahlin's numbers were, in Europe, coaches generally don't use their younger players for much ice time. Just look at Vasily Podkolzin, who although he has not played in the NHL yet, he captained Russia at the 2021 World Juniors and just looked like an absolute beast on the international stage, not only there, but in the KHL playoffs. Although they are different positions, I see Edvinsson finding his stride in the NHL with the Blue Jackets. Well, thank you all very much for viewing this video. I know that it wasn't anything thorough and descriptive and that we only covered 5 draft picks, but this video is just a little something that I wanted to do given the fact that this year's draft is met with an unusual degree of uncertainty. And although most of you watching this probably aren't hockey fans or you don't follow the game as much, I hope that you guys can learn a thing or two about the great game that it is. If you guys like this video and you want to see more videos like these or you have an idea to request, just leave a comment in the comment section or on my discussion page on my channel. But until then, I'm Xander Singh and this is Extension. Take care y'all. Peace out lads.